Good morning, everybody. So, this apparently came out near the beginning of the shutdown before the squatting got completely out of control. Um, so, let's take a look at these guys' adventure, and I have some thoughts. So, here we go.
All right, check it out. We're here at the Yosemite entrance, and there's no one here because the government shut down, so free park entrances. Boom. The park is open at least.
Yeah, so the shutdown happened so suddenly that basically all of the federal employees, which would be the rangers and such, have been furloughed at this point. They have a skeleton crew. Because I discussed this with my uncle who is a ranger, and he worked in Yellowstone for many, many, many years. So currently he's in a different park, but he's also like a real do-gooder. You know what I'm saying? Like when we were driving through Yellowstone, he had a pile of cars like backing up behind him, and he was driving speed limit. And I said, "You gonna pull over and let the cars pass?" And he said, "No, I'm going speed limit." he's that type of ranger. Anyway, let's see what shenanigans these guys do.
Water close up, right close up.
Yeah.
So we're gonna come here later. Maybe.
All right, what is up? What's today's date? Today is
The second?
the 2nd? No, the 3rd. 3rd of October. It is 11 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
11 a.m.
Quarter to 12.
And we are just about to enter the Yosemite Tunnel. And this is Tenzing. Hi. We're back from Mount Whitney. I don't know if you guys remember. This is Eli. Camera shy, but great guy. And we are here today to do Half Dome. Check it out. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh my gosh.
There is actually a sign at the base of Half Dome that says, "If there is a cloud in the sky, do not climb." Right? Something to that effect. Because it is one of the highest points in Yosemite, and so it is quite literally a lightning magnet. And there have been deaths as a result of that from people who did not adhere to the warning. They haven't gone through the long tunnel yet that was blasted out for cars. It is so long that they had to put air holes in the middle of it so that people wouldn't die of carbon dioxide poisoning. They're also on the side that if it was active, they could see ribbon fall, which is, all of their falls are seasonal, but ribbon fall is much more seasonal than some of the other falls. And I was actually quite surprised that they already have a lot of water going through the falls at such an early point in the year. So perhaps they had a really good snowpack last season. I'm not positive on that, but two of the tallest waterfalls in the world are in this valley. One of them being Ribbon Fall and the other one being Yosemite Falls.
But yeah, here we have El Capitan. It's October 3rd. And unfortunately, somebody yesterday died due to a fall here while climbing. I haven't read much information about it, but that is El Capitan.
El Capitan. Hilarious. El Capitan. And at the base of El Capitan is Camp 4, which is the climbers campground. It's a group camping arrangement. You have to get there super early in the morning to actually get a campsite, and it's shared. You're not going to be the only person around a fire pit in that location. My brother and sister-in-law met Alex Honnold, the famous rock climber who was free soloing. He's done a movie, I think, written a book. They tend to go over to the Yosemite Lodge cafeteria for breakfast before they launch their adventures, or for dinner when they've come back down.
Rest in peace. Yeah. Into the valley now.
These boardwalks were installed after the El Nino. I think I expressed that in the last video I did about Yosemite, because in my youth, there was, and they have pictures of this at the visitor center in Yosemite Village. There is pictures of all of the erosion and damage that was done by guests to the meadows, crisscross areas where people were walking or riding bicycles or whatnot. And I was an offender too, because they didn't have these boardwalks open yet, and my brother and I were left to ride our bikes all over the place.
Welcome to Yosemite National Park. Fire. Getting ready to go up Half Dome, somewhere over there, and then tomorrow we might go up all the way to that peak right there.
Oh, I do want to make a correction on from the last video. I kept saying Glacier Point because I am at a health low right now, when I meant to say that my family had climbed Half Dome. And so I do want to make that correction, that the panoramic trail that goes between the valley and Glacier Point includes Illilouette Falls and Nevada Fall and Vernal Fall, and the trail to the High Sierra, the Little Yosemite Valley where they're going to go, and Half Dome Trail is up in that area. So my brother and his friends had climbed Half Dome on that occasion, not Glacier Point, but I was a little bit out of it because my health is not great right now, you guys. I'm sorry.
All right, I just picked up the permit, self fill out at the Welcome Center, and
there's some debate in their own comments on this video over how they got a permit. So I don't know if maybe that's one of the minimal ranger services that's left in the park right now, because they certainly have furloughed most of their what are you doing? Sorry, Sally's gonna bark at something. I might have to pause. Okay, the barking danger has passed for now, but I might have to do that again. Let's go.
The only permits that you can pick up at that location are going to be permits that have trailheads in the valley only. So our trailhead's in the valley, so we have to pick it up in the valley. But yeah, check this out. But yeah, got our permit. Yeah, this is a copy, the white one. We put it in the locker.
That spin was a little too fast, honey. You're trying to show a panoramic of the valley. You're gonna have to slow it down, but okay.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. Just go to the welcome center. You do everything on your own. There's gonna be a pen there if you don't bring one. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Welcome centers are closed. No entrance fee. Yeah, basically everything is closed here, and you're on your own.
I don't think it's actually called the Welcome Center, but I don't know. Maybe they've like I said, they renamed all the hotels too, so who knows?
Other than that, I will see you guys. We're getting ready to go up to Little Yosemite Valley and camp there for the night, and then we are gonna go to Half Dome the following morning. So this is a wilderness permit. Only could fill it out if you have a wilderness permit, which we do. Over now.
I wonder why they decided to park on the other side of the valley, cross the meadow on the boardwalk to get to Yosemite Village to get their permit, rather than actually use the parking lot that's over there. Okay, keep going.
All right, we have just started our journey to Half Dome. We are backpacking Half Dome. Today is October 3rd. That is the Happy Isles parking lot only.
Happy Isles. Come on, dude. Happy Isles is sort of the last structure. It has educational programs. They do the Junior Ranger program that I had my son participate in when he was a little kid. It's under Glacier Point. It's at the mouth of this panoramic trail. And there was a massive rock slide that came off of the Glacier Point apron. I think, don't quote me on this, but you could probably look it up. I think about 8 people died when it happened because they were coming down that side, that's where the horse trail used to go. So I don't even know how they do the horse trail anymore. It's not actually they use mules. They're always going to use mules because they're a bit more sure-footed and less likely to spook than horses. But they used to, I've done it a couple of times where you have the mule ride all the way to the top of Nevada Fall. And that was the trail they used to use. But I think it's been buried in granite from that particular incident, which, like I said, there were some hikers coming down. I think it was in the evening. And when it slammed into that trail, people were killed. Trees were knocked down, and a cloud of silt dust ended up all over the campgrounds in the area, which would be Upper Pines, Lower Pines, and North Pines are the closest campgrounds. I think by then the Rivers campgrounds had already been returned to nature, because when they had that big El Nino year, they were fully submerged underwater. So they pulled out all the bathrooms and it had been covered in silt and dirt. They just let that area return to nature.
Available for overnight users, meaning you have to have a wilderness permit to park there. That is Eli in the blue and Tenzing in the white. And yeah, we are ready to go up. Excited. Second is Hemp here.
So if he's walking by the parking lot for the where people park to go up into the High Sierra, then he's not actually even at Happy Isle yet. That's at the end of this particular loop of road, which is closed to normal traffic unless you're handicapped. You can drive it if you're handicapped, but otherwise you have to actually take one of their shuttles, their trams, to go down this road and get dropped off at Happy Isle.
I go ahead and go up to Little Yosemite Valley, camp there, and then go ahead and the following day move up to Half Dome Summit, and then come down, explore a little bit. It's supposed to rain on us. It's about 1:30 p.m. Keep you guys updated. Over and out. Check this water fountain out. Fresh water from the ground. This is about one.
Yeah, you should totally waste the water because, you know, it's not California. We're not a dry state or anything. Go ahead and just waste water. Okay.
0.5 miles in. And then here you guys have the last chance for water. Fresh water. After this, you have to recycle. Or
no, that's not true. The last place that you can fill up your water bottles is at the base of Vernal Fall. There is, it's like pit toilets or whatever. They look like normal toilets, but it doesn't flush or anything. It's a pit toilet. And there is fountains to fill your water bottles, and that's your last chance, is at the base of Vernal Fall.
Filter out. And those are the restrooms here. I believe those are the last restrooms. After this is porta potties. Yep. Anyways, Tenzing and Eli. And we're off. Up next is gonna be Mist Falls, Warner Falls. Over and out. If anyone's coming between June 30th and October 30th, check this out. Okay? Pause it and check it out. That is a John Muir trail right there. Beautiful trail, beautiful. Wonderful views. Half Dome, 6 miles. Alright, on to Mist Falls.
Vernal Fall, or Nevada Fall, wherever they are on the trail at this point. But I found that very interesting that they had to reroute the trail. I don't know if they just stopped maintaining the other one, or if they had a rock slide, or I'm curious about that.
No. My friend Tenzing keeps dropping his camera. Unfortunate. You guys want to see something cool? You ready? Alright. Oh yeah. Woo-hoo. Let's go.
Okay, so at this point, they are back on what is considered the normal mist trail. It's called that because there's so much water that sprays onto the trail as you're hiking. This looks to me like it's Nevada Fall, potentially. It might be Vernal Fall, though. I don't know. But I know that at this point, the trail will narrow when you get to right next to the fall, and it's a hard time getting up that section, and they actually do have safety bars up, but you have to let people going down, people going up. It's overcrowded. So it's something to behold, shall we say.
Well, this is what happens when you come to Yosemite National Park. Got two rainbows right there. Whew. All right. Here we have our first look at Nevada Falls.
Oh, Sally found something. Let's pause. Okay. I think she's done. Let's go.
It's running. Here's this bridge. That's Half Dome behind that. Right there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that it's Vernal Fall that you approach from the right side of the fall, and it's actually Nevada Fall that you approach from the left side when you're taking the Mist Trail.
Here we have Tenzing coming up on the Nevada Falls.
So when it's one drop, it's called fall. When it's multiple drops, then it's called falls, plural, right? So, for example, when I described the 1 mile trail, that is directly over Staircase Falls because it's a bunch of drops that are behind Curry Village. And this is true with other falls in the park where there's multiple drops. Like Yosemite Falls has upper and lower Yosemite Falls because there are continuous drops in that fall. But if it's one singular drop, like Ribbon Fall, it is not plural. I'm being pedantic, I know.
Okay, this is the top of those switchbacks up to the falls. And now we are finally entering the valley here. Go ahead and resume.
So many missed opportunities during this footage. We stopped and had lunch at the top of Nevada Fall, and it's beautiful, and you can get a lot of footage there. They could have gotten footage closer to the fall, but most of what they have filmed here are just trails with trees, and they're not capturing a lot of the beauty of Yosemite. Even once we get to the point of the video where they actually climb Half Dome, it's not that long. And there's so much to tell, so much to describe. I mean, when my family came back down from climbing, because my brother's done it twice now, and the second time he took my son with him, they had pictures. They went down to Curry Village and bought shirts that said, "I climbed Half Dome." It was a big experience that they wanted to share with us. And these guys just look exhausted. Like, they're just like, okay, I got my footage. Let's go.
My watch. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty straightforward to camp now. Gonna be nice and clean. Gonna have a little bit of elevation gain right here. I remember from last time, but other than that, we're gonna set up camp and enjoy a well-deserved rest. So this is the Merced River that flows into the Nevada Falls. We're gonna be camping right by it. It's the campgrounds we have is Little Yosemite Valley Campground. So, yep, start getting there. Eli and Tanzig are up there. I told them to move up a little, find us some good spots to camp at.
Now, I've never had a High Sierra pass, so I don't know exactly how they roll with it, but I would assume that you'd be assigned a specific campsite. I know that's how they roll in Yellowstone. So, I don't know why they're looking for a campsite. They should know, this should have been explained to them of this is where you're going to be. And they also, perhaps I'm misinterpreting because they don't seem to capture all the footage that they needed to capture. It looks like they actually stored their food in their tents overnight. And there's a huge bear risk, especially in the High Sierra. I've known people who have described getting campsites in the High Sierra who will preserve their urine to circle the campground with their own urine and mark their territory to help prevent bear intrusions. But everybody who is camping in a situation like this would have a bag that they tie to a tree to lift their food off the ground and store it slightly out of camp so that it's not going to draw bears to their camp. So I'm confused about how they actually preserved their food. And I think it would have been good to actually capture that footage because the way they filmed this, it looked like they slept with food in their packs and they kept their packs in their tents.
Other than that, we're almost there. We're about 3.5 miles in, 300 elevation gain, and about 2.5 hours. So we'll see you guys at the camp, or if anything comes up. Over and out.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, so this route goes towards Half Dome, and then this route will take you down to the Merced River / the Little Yosemite Valley campgrounds. So let's go ahead and go. Let's go by the Merced River. This is where I turned around last time I was here in May, because I was alone.
Oh, so nice.
Let's go. Alright, we finally hit the valley floor. And our campground should be coming up any second. Little Yosemite Valley here. You can see the Merced River right there. Yep. Eli's up ahead finding us a campground. We should have a campground by the time we get there. And it looks like it rained here a good amount too.
Oh, this is so pretty.
Anyways, I'll see you guys at the campground.
I don't know if that's copyright music or what they've done here. I really don't know. So, oh gosh, let's just jump ahead. Let me see. Okay, so at this point they've reached the campground. I don't know if they just chose one or if they were assigned one. I don't know, but this is some slapstick right here. Look at how many times they struggle with that tent. These are small tents, by the way. This is very small. These are one-person tents, right? And I mean, what? You guys you said you climbed Mount Whitney right before this, which is, by the way, the tallest peak in the continental US, right? You're struggling. You have two men on one tent and you can't figure it out. I'm just like, I'm flabbergasted. I don't know what to say. So the area in the middle where they've got some stuff stored there, that actually is some rocks. Those are granite rocks. Because initially when I was looking at this footage, I thought, oh, is that the fire pit? No, there is no actual fire pit. So I think in this bushy area at the bottom here, that's where they ultimately put their fire. But it doesn't look like this campsite. Is that a boardwalk next to it? That's so bizarre. Is this an actual campsite? I'm very confused. But it looks like, okay, so this area where they've got some sticks and twigs and things like that, I think that's where they intend to build their fire, if they build a fire. I'm not even sure if they're going to build a fire. But the granite there is not a fire pit, as I initially thought upon first watching this. But it does look like they got all three of their one-man tents open. What I do not see, and I don't think you can see, is their food in a bag suspended from a tree away from their camp, right? And why are they so far away from each other? Why'd they pitch their tents so far away from each other? I'm very confused by this, you guys. I hope this is not copyright music. Guys, why do you throw something like that in there? It doesn't add any value to your... It doesn't add any value. You could have done voiceover and explained how you were setting up your camp. I mean, okay.
Alright, it's about 6:30 p.m. and it's pretty fucking cold. I'm filling water here at the Yosemite.
Yeah, normally this time of year, the cables would already be down. Basically, because of the shutdown, these types of services are no longer being provided, right? So the route to Half Dome is very seasonal, and um, at the beginning of the season, they put the cables up so you can climb, and at the end of the season, they take them down. There is nobody who can do that right now. So it is going to attract a bunch of idiots. And they talked about somebody falling off of El Capitan, right? There are going to be, I will be very interested to see the overall damage of what happened to the park and to the people visiting the park who are stupid and don't understand the limitations of what they're doing. I this is crazy town, you guys.
Campgrounds right by the Mississippi River. Check it out.
Okay, so he's getting water directly out of the river. Yeah, you guys. You cannot drink the water directly out of the river because you will get giardia, which will give you the runs for a long time. It's a bacterial infection. You have to boil your water. He's putting it directly into his canteen, you guys. I can't.
Are you all from California?
Yeah. Southern California.
Southern, gotcha.
Where are you guys from?
I grew up in San Jose,
Oh.
but we all live in Tennessee now.
Oh my gosh.
My dad was raised in La Habra.
La Habra?
La Habra, yeah.
We live in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
So, but it was nice because, like, we flew out.
Alright, good morning, everyone. It is currently 7:30 in the morning and about 34 degrees Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cold.
Yeah.
And we're gonna start getting up, get ready to go up to Half Dome.
Mm-hmm.
It's my bag, chair. We're getting ready to go out. Over and out.
You see all that? You see all that in his tent? Did you see all that in his tent? How did you store your food, sir?
I'm gonna go wake everybody up. Alright, good morning. It is about 8 a.m. Sun's out. And here is our camp. It is freezing cold, so we didn't go wake up that early, but
I'm assuming he did not bring a thermal bag. Like, totally unprepared. You didn't bring a thermal bag? Oh my god.
Mine tastes like rubber.
yeah. The gang finally woke up. Yep. Got some food going on. What are you eating?
I don't know if you're able to look, but look at the ground steaming.
Oh yeah, look at that.
It's literally steaming. I'm eating a Southwest breakfast skillet.
Nice.
Plant-based, of course.
Have you ever eaten it before?
No, it's my first time.
All right.
So I'll let you know.
All right, for sure.
But yeah, potatoes, onions, tofu, bell pepper, plant-based sausage blend, kidney beans,
Wow.
Maple syrup, potato starch, dry yeast, black pepper. I don't know, a bunch
Wow.
of good shit.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah.
And Ten's eating the same thing I'm eating.
Yeah, same shit.
Same shit, different day.
Yeah, same shit.
The peanut butter banana oatmeal. We'll see how it is. Anyways, we're getting ready to leave here in about, what, half an hour probably? probably leave in half an hour and get to the summit around 11:30ish.
So they might have lucked out because the temperature is so low, 34, which is only 2 degrees above freezing, right? It's possible that the High Sierra bears have at this point gone into hibernation. And maybe that's why they did not get harassed. But what they did was extremely dangerous if they actually stored those meals in their packs overnight. And I hope that they're packing out their trash too.
There's Half Dome. Other than that, over now. We'll catch you guys when we're on our way. All right, what time is it?
What time? 9? 9:30?
It's 9:36.
All right, okay.
And
We should be able to make it.
we're leaving our tents here. And getting ready to head up. Eli, Tenzing. A little bit of stretches, and that is where we're headed. Half Dome.
Ready?
Let's go.
Vámonos. We're on late at 12:30, I think.
All right, see you.
Okay, so at this point, they made the smart move. They're wearing day packs. They're not trekking their entire campground, their tents, everything with them on this portion of the hike, which is the smart thing to do.
Guys up there. So after you leave the valley, the incline's really gradual. It's really not that bad at all. And you have a lot of shade. However, I'm starting to see Half Dome, and it's like we'll be escaping the tree line soon.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is the easy part of the hike because once they get to Half Dome and the smaller dome that's right next to it, I don't know what the name of that one is. They will be completely exposed to the sun. So I hope they're wearing sunscreen. Just saying. The trees, from what I remember, the most popular trees that grow in the Yosemite area are like the yellow pine, the sugar pines, and obviously the sequoias. And there's another one, and I can't remember the name of it. But the yellow pines, they have a joke about it. They say, you'll know it's a yellow pine if you step on the cone because you will yell, oh, right? But there is another tree which I am forgetting at this point. I've been very much a tree lover, and that was one of the books, the children's books that I bought for my son when he was little, was this book describing all these different trees and things. But one of the trees has an Indian legend, Native American indigenous people legend of, if you look at the cone, it looks like there's little feet, cartoonish feet coming out of the cone. And there's a legend about how there was some sort of mice. Another situation of fantasy predicting reality, right? So they had a mice problem, and the chief or one of the people on the tribe somehow tricked the mice to eat something in the cone and then trapped them. And that's why it looks like little mice, cartoon mice feet coming out of this cone. And the reason I say that it's, like kind of like a Simpsons moment of predicting the future, I was in Yosemite the year that they had hantavirus, and we had to watch the entire family for a couple of months after returning from that trip to make sure that none of us caught it, because I think they had at least a half dozen people that caught it. And it was because they had taken all of these, when they made the move to make sure there were no structures within like 100 feet of the canyon walls, they took an area that was actually designated for employee housing and decided they were going to move all of the employees to live outside of the park in a nearby facility. And they started renting those tent cabins out at Curry Village, and they were insulated. So they had an extra wall on the inside of their canvas tent cabins. And what was happening is the mice were actually getting inside between this like 1-inch crevice that separated the outside of the tent from the insulation, and they were nesting in there, and they were diseased. They were spreading it. So that's a whole other story that I can go into in depth, but I'm not going to right now.
Anyways, kind of see a half dome behind those trees, Shutdown. Pretty steep over there. Other than that, check these trees out. Look at that. Over and out. Check that out. Half dome. I can see some people going up on the cables. This is the Shutdown, that's the half dome. And this is the trail. Should be getting there in about an hour and a half. Moving fairly quick here.
Now, when they actually climb Half Dome, which they don't give you a lot of footage of, but you can see in their footage how harrowing it is, there are two things that seem to be lacking. First of all, it is my understanding that there are community gloves at the beginning of the trail, and that you're encouraged to borrow these gloves to actually get up the cables. The other thing is that in today's age, because so many people have slipped off this trail, you are supposed to actually clamp yourself to the cable as you go up as a safety measure, so that if you do fall, you're not going to fall all the way down.
Anyways, this is a trail after a little Yosemite Valley. Check you guys out later. Alright, so coming up on the trail from Little Yosemite, looks like that trail is going towards Half Dome, and then this trail is going to the John Muir Trail. Clouds Rest, which is 4.3 miles. And Merced Lake, which is 7.2 miles.
Merced, but okay.
Pretty far. Kind of see Clouds Rest, right? Or I was looking at it before, but a tree hit him by the trees. And this is the Half Dome. It looks like 2.0 miles. Boom. Here we are ascending. I had 3 extra permits, so these 3 people got picked up.
You can tell by the way there are steps carved into this that this is a well-maintained trail. Like I said on the other video, the 1 mile trail was closed in the 60s. So if that particular person who went missing forever tried to do the 1 mile trail, he could be stuck up there forever without finding him.
Look at that. Clouds rest. See you guys at the cables.
So he's on the side overlooking Tenaya Canyon, and Clouds Rest is the highest peak in Yosemite. Mount Whitney, which they claimed they just had climbed, is the highest peak in the continental US. That was another mistake that I made in my other video because I was a little foggy while I was doing it, is that I said that there are only grizzly bears in Montana and Wyoming. That is true for the continental US. Obviously, we have a huge population of grizzly bears in Alaska. So just making a correction there.
Out of window, it's a bitch when you have to.
So we've already jumped to the cables.
I don't have no gloves.
You know, it's actually pretty safe until like 20 feet.
Why aren't we moving?
Even only carrying day packs, they have too much gear. They have way too much gear, period. This is not a safe situation. It's not as bad as, like, say, the traffic jams going up to Mount Everest, because the weather's a little bit more friendly unless you're up there and you get struck by lightning. But this is not an easy trail, you guys.
Alright, let's go
Sorry
in.
for cutting, but
Let's go in.
You guys can cut. I have no problem. It's just the people ahead are.
No,
we cut on the left side.
Hey, no, wait, no more cutting.
Yeah.
No more cutting because it's actually steep now.
It's not steep. I mean, it is a little bit steep, but it's not. Check the pulse.
It doesn't look like anybody has actually used the clamp to be connected to the cable. So all of these people are at risk of slipping and falling. Whereas if they were connected, they would stop at the next pole that has been inserted into. I mean, this is a ranger maintained trail. Those cables are seasonal, and they would have been pulled down by now.
Yeah, seriously. Like, you can't just be like waiting there.
They start heading back down.
Yeah.
Everybody their time. Everybody their time. Relax.
Just shake it. Just shake it.
But it is also not safe if you're not ready.
Sir, are you coming up or are you going down?
I'm trying to go down with you.
Oh, okay. You good?
Oh, he's just a cramp.
Oh, I had a cramp.
Yeah.
Can't be running up like that. Let it go.
See, the cameraman's already pooping out. He's not even to the top yet. He's pretty close. But he's finally like, hey, I need a glove on. Only one glove, by the way. And like I said, from what I've been told by friends and family who have climbed Half Dome, there are loaner gloves at the base.
Are you gonna go or you want me to go?
God damn, you guys, I can't. This is, I mean, it's a terrifying capture, so at least we get that out of it, but oh my God.
All right, so
That way you guys can talk as well.
all right. Shoulder workout for sure. I don't even have the gloves. Looks like it's about to get real steep.
We're saying the down's worse than the up. That was easy. Remember, you sped down the down last time. Not
Oh, so I slept there.
You can see how clean the air is, how pristine this is. And these guys are so exhausted at this point that they're not actually enjoying the experience. They're more focused on just getting some footage. And that's why when they do reach the top, you get very little out of it.
Alright. So we're on top of Half Dome.
Yeah.
360 views. That's the famous ledge people take photos at. Dude, check out those switchbacks.
Sorry, it's a lot of work to bring you.
Insane.
I have no idea what trail he's even looking at because that is Tenaya Canyon. So I didn't realize there was a trail, if it's maintained still or what it is. But across from Half Dome should be Basket Dome because that's part of the Indian legend, the Native American indigenous people's legend, is that the princesses, I mentioned this in the other video, the princess's face was forever on Half Dome on all four sides. There was a basket involved in this. I can't remember this legend, you guys. I was a little kid when I heard it. But there's a basket involved with it too, and that's the dome across from Half Dome.
It's sufficient for this job.
Oh, we're in it.
I have an extra pair of gloves. You want them?
Oh, it's okay. It's not the gloves that are the problem.
I
Thank you.
suggest resting right here. You can sit down where
Are
this
they?
guy's standing.
Is it easy for you to grab?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. I can bring them down to you on the way down.
Keep them. They were like $1.
Okay, thank you.
They were just spares.
I suggest resting where she's standing. You can sit down
Okay.
because it looks like you're running out of strength.
Yeah, a little. Thanks. I'm sorry.
Wow, you guys. People really go into this situation not understanding what a difficult trail this is. They're like, oh yeah, it's Half Dome. I don't have to rock climb. I don't have to scramble. It's got to be, like reasonable for everybody. Look, I've never done it. I've had plenty of opportunities to do it. I am well aware of the dangers behind it, and there is no effing way I would do this trail. No, thank you.
No gloves, no gloves, no gloves.
No gloves, yeah.
Ah,
That wild.
you guys need chalk.
No. Chalk is something gymnasts use to keep their hands dry, right? When they're performing. And it actually can be slippery. What you would use is rosin. Rosin is something that string players, violinists, viola, cello, bass, they use rosin because it is tacky, it sticks. You wouldn't use chalk. No.
All right, we finally made it back to the campsites. Let's do some interviews. How we feeling?
I'm fucked.
Oh, he's fucked.
I'm starving.
Oh shit, he's starving.
I don't think I can make it down there.
All right, looks like we're spending another night here.
Yeah.
All the way from Half Dome.
I have to tell Ginny, because Ginny's like, are you guys coming down today? But I gotta make dinner. I was like, I gotta call her now.
All right, guys. See you guys after we're done settling down. All right, when it comes to dehydrated food.
Do you notice they, at no time during this video, do they show you a food package tied up high off the ground into a tree? Which means these knuckleheads actually slept with their food in their tents. Very dangerous. Because from what I've been told of people who camp in the High Sierra, the bears are far more aggressive up there. And so That's why I say they must have gone into hibernation. And these guys, by luck, did not get attacked by a bear.
Mountain House Chicken Tikka Masala takes the win. This thing is just crazy good.
Can you pass me the water?
I never felt good eating some
Is it filter?
of these dehydrated foods.
This
I have the filter.
Oh,
This is the first time I
have
actually
water here.
feel like finishing it.
Okay.
I think I didn't.
It's insane. So get this, try this out. Thanks are 10.
Oh yeah, I would have done it because of this.
Yeah, no,
It says,
two's better.
check it out. Look who's coming through. Finally made it back to the parking lot. Hey, I see Tenzing. Where's Eli at? There's Eli.
I'm going to wrap it up here because my video is getting too long. Their video is only 28 minutes and 56 seconds. I will give you a link to it. My video is over an hour at this point because I had so much commentary. But be safe. And if you are trying to take advantage of the shutdown and get free access to parks, don't make stupid moves. Just be careful, you guys.